Hey guys, this is Uncle Doug. Want to give a little tour video of some of the animals getting settled in. This is in response, I guess, to trying to give you a more accurate picture of where we are on the farm and how beautiful it is and how things look and some of the potential of the thing. Now things are starting to green up and grasses are growing and things are popping, and we blew a head gasket on the tractor, but we got the head machine today. Hopefully it'll be put back together. We get the carburetor working right. I got a head gasket coming in the mail maybe tomorrow. And we can plow some field and get some stuff planted, but we're getting some of the aquaponics stuff planted right now. And some stuff outdoors. Going to get some trees planted this week, hopefully. Maybe we'll talk to people this weekend coming for the conference into helping with that too. Anyway, it really is an amazing, beautiful piece of land, and I'm chomping at the bit to be able to live on the property, and we're trying to work out all of that kind of stuff to do that. It's a constant fight. The zoning called me today because some neighbor found some line that in C3 zoning, any trucks that are over 1.5 tons can't be parked on the property without moving for more than 96 hours. And we got one big box truck that qualifies over that limit. And zoning calls apologetically, he knows the truck's being used. He was out there. Every time he's there, it's parked in a different location. But, to be aware of this, because they're going with a fine-tooth comb looking for any possible thing to give us trouble. Now, am I calling about the junk cars in their backyard? Not yet. Anyway, it's just I don't know. I think we need to take a pie to their front door and meet them and shake their hand and try to talk them off the ledge, because this is just going to go on forever, this nonsense. And I see it as spiritual warfare. And I think it's just underhanded nonsense because they didn't get their way with their lawyer, and they're not going to run us off, and they're just going to harass with little ding, 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 whatever they can. Anyway, it's a beautiful piece of property. I wanna try and give you a tour this weekend while we have the conference. We're going to be out there. Maybe we're going to get some better lighting. Show you the sanctuary. Show you some more of what God is doing out there as we're getting lights improved and the heating working and other stuff operating and everything. So it is a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous undertaking. If God gives you something to do and it's bite-sized and you can easily do it, it might not be God. He's probably going to give you something that looks completely impossible. Anyway, so I'm going to shoot some video. I shot some video a couple days ago. I'm just now getting it on the computer. This is one of the tactical rooms. If you'll remember, at one point the cave was used as a tactical shooting range, and a guy spent close to $1 million, they say, outfitting this thing and then renting the space out to sheriffs and police departments to do tactical range. There's an area with pop-up steel targets that don't work anymore. There's 3 rooms where one's like a convenience store, one's a house, one's whatever, and they had to practice going through and clearing the rooms as a team and stuff. There's one great big room that's like a whole cityscape where they do riot drills and whatever with lots of lights and stuff. And then there's 2 tactical rooms that we haven't even been in because the water has encroached up on them. All of them built out of railroad ties. We probably have, I don't know, 10,000 railroad ties. Oh, a couple other rooms I didn't mention that are just storage rooms. Anyway, one of the rooms, they're back in the driest corner of the cave where it's the warmest and the most easily securable as far as raccoons or something getting in the cave. So we're getting to work on getting the unnecessary railroad ties out of those rooms so that we just have kind of big open spaces with the little cubby rooms off to the side where we can store equipment or whatever. And that's where we're going to put a lot of the small animals that will stay indoors year-round for breeding or for other reasons. Now, a lot of stuff right now is in cages because we haven't secured permission for somebody to be on the land 24/7 all the time watching the animals, which I think we have a right to, and I think we're going to go to federal court and resolve, but or maybe they'll see that sooner. But the way the land is, there's the driveway that comes into the cave face level where you go into the cave, and then to get onto the back of the land, and unless we put a staircase or something there, you have to go pretty much way around to get on top of the land, and it's a long way from the face of the cave. So even if somebody is staying a kind of night watchman in the front of the cave, the land where we have open pasture and whatever back farther is fairly unsupervised, and for us to plant crops back there, the deer are going to eat them all, the rabbit will eat them all. If we have animals in chicken tractors, we face real problems with bobcats and other stuff like that. So we need to get a nice big farm dog that can stay back there by the garden, probably on a run at night or something, and run back and forth and kind of keep the deer off the crops and chase the bunnies away and stuff like that. And then we can have the quail out on pasture, the rabbits out on pasture, and like the ducks and the chickens and everything are right now. The thing is, you're always going to need a place where you have little baby chickens in the brooders, you have breeding rabbits, you have baby rabbits with the mamas for a long time or whatever. So that's where we really need a controlled space with where it's warm and they can be housed. So our goal is to get practically everything out in electric fences or out on pasture in as well protected a way as possible. We also have several hawk's nests. I think we have an eagle's nest on the property, and so we have to work out how to coordinate. You can't just have the bunnies in an electric fence out on raw property without big eagle snatching up bunnies, even big fat bunnies like we got. They need something about the size of a goose or a swan to be there on the ground protecting it, or dogs or something real close by to keep the hawks and the eagles away. So a lot of times, like in a petting zoo, you'll have goats and chickens and geese and everything all in one mix there, so they kind of watch out for each other and run things off. We're working through all of that. So more likely the geodesic dome or smaller Salatin-style chicken tractors or something, rabbit tractors, are more likely what we're going to have, where we can rotate them on the land. They can fertilize the grass, eat the grass, move around, and be pastured, and not exactly free range, but there's no such thing as free range quail unless they're just wild. You've got to enclose them somehow, and for their own protection, so they don't all fly away. Quail, you don't really want to clip all their wings and stuff. It's a different animal thing to deal with. The rabbits will dig under fences, will completely destroy the grass. To move them from space to space, you have to actually bury the electric fence, and that's a problem too. So they're more likely going to stay in fairly confined cages, but on pasture where they can move around. Look up Polyface Farms if you like and see how they do it. We're going to be getting some of their rabbits here pretty soon, hopefully, to have another strain to add to our New Zealand whites, which are great big, nice big fat meat bunnies. Anyway, okay, that's it for now. I'm going to just introduce the footage. It's not very long, but you get to kind of see how things are settling down in there. We'll get you some more video on the aquaponics and the hydroponics area. We're about a month away from fish, so we're starting to get ready for that, figuring out how we're going to get the tanks up to about 75-80 degrees in a 55-degree cave. But that's going to be interesting too. We're excited about some of our ideas there, and a lot of stuff boiling all at the same time. Anyway, I'm going to just run this about the animals. And I know that right now it looks like just everything's sort of caged up, and that's not the goal. But anybody that's raised animals knows there's times where you're going to have spaces where you can, especially when they're nursing and brooding and birthing and stuff. You're going to have some place where you can keep them safe, keep them warm, and stuff like that. So, but eventually there'll be a lot more of them out on the land or in greenhouses out on the land when we get the greenhouse built, which is a whole other mess. Anyway, that's all for now. More in a minute. Bye. Hey guys, here we are with our new brooder. I want to show you. This is a great big 4x8 thing here. We're in the back of the cave. This is one of the old tactical rooms in here that we're getting sealed off so that we won't have problems with raccoons or whatever, and we can also increase the temperature. There's a 1,000-watt light up there. Anyway, here's a new brooder, and we've got we lost a few of the chicks from the trip. They had some water spill on them and got cold, and they were a little cramped. But there's a bunch of leftovers here, and they're in here. They're about ready to. Isn't that cute? They're about ready to move out in the cages, and then they'll be out on pasture when they get a little bit bigger. And they grow real fast, the quail do. So these are only 3 weeks old, and at 6 to 8 weeks, they potentially could be ready for consumption. Anyway, so in about a week, we're going to get these guys out of here and get a whole bunch of chicken babies in the brooder, and then get them ready. The chickens we have are going to start laying pretty soon. Here's all of the different breeds of Cortunix quails. We've got all these rows set up. This is pretty slick. The cages lean toward the front a little bit, so when they lay an egg, it just rolls to the front. Here's a bunch of eggs there and a bunch of eggs that we got. Look at this guy. Okay, that's the normal size. That's the normal size. Somebody laid that one, okay, and this one. And I don't even want to think about proportional body size, how much that might hurt. But anyway, just in the last couple days, we've got 5 dozen or so. These guys ought to be good for, oh, there's one, just popped out. They ought to be good for, I don't know, I'll do the math later. Anyway, here's all the Cortunix. Some are Canadian breed. And then we've got the Texas A&M quail down here. They're getting a little frisky. They're all jumping around. And anyway, these are white Texas A&M special breed that are bred for egg production and meat. Anyway, so they're doing great. And the boys are over here. We're getting some aquaponics area laid out. This looks like a mess, don't it? But it's not. We've got these rows of pallet racks that we had to cut in half because they're taller, taller than will fit in here. Anyway, so we cut them in 7-foot sections. We got grow trays that are going to be down here and lights that are going to be up above. When we get it all wired, I'll show you, but it should be real freaking bright in here. There's Ransom, and looking like Gandalf with his cane and his hoodie, and all kinds of extra supplies. And we got bunnies. Lots of happy bunnies. Happy bunnies. Now the bunnies are in here at the moment because we're still getting the rabbit tractors built. This is Holly. She's real sweet. She's kind of the matriarch and just as sweet as she can be. And but they're all real used to people and real happy and have glowing eyes. Anyway, eventually we'll get them out on pasture, and we're working to get some rabbits from Joel Salatin that are pasture-fed rabbits. And the good thing in here is that we're just going to load up wood chips, and then this will just compost, and we'll just, when it gets 8 inches or so thick, we'll shovel it out and have good compost down here. So it's just a dirt floor. It's no big deal. So as long as we keep lots of good carbon, which is wood chips and sawdust and other stuff in here, that'll absorb everything, and we'll use it for good compost. Look how happy. Look how happy bunny. Happy bunny. Look at the bunny. He doesn't really have red eyes. It's just because of the camera. And anyway, some more folks talking. But we're getting the lights working, and I'll show you where the ducks and the geese are in a little while. More later, bye. Hey guys, it's Uncle Doug again. I'm shooting some video. Over there's the parking lot and the trucks and the face of the cave. This is the area where we're going to put the pond we're talking about. We've got to clear the trees out and move some dirt. Anyway, this is where we set up the electric fence for the ducks and the geese, and they're just doing great. When it rains, they get some water in there, and they're just happy as they can be. And they got plenty of green grass, and they eat a lot of pasture. The fence is popping up there somewhere, so I'm going to have to get Shane out here to find out what we're shorting against. But anyway, you can zoom in a little bit, and they're down there just all happy. They're not really laying. I think they're still mad at us for making them ride in the truck the whole way. But we'll go down there and look around in the grass. They don't really nest like chickens do, and so they kind of just lay an egg wherever they want to. But we're going to look around, see if we can find some eggs down there in a little while. Anyway, I'm hoping that we get a bulldozer out here. At a certain point, this will be a pond right here, and I think it'll be real nice. But we're gonna get some of these rocks, use some of those to seal up the gap over there, and there'll be a lot of really good fish habitat in there as well. So we got to have it at least 10 feet deep so they can survive the winter. But that should be no problem. We got about 25 feet here on this cliff face, and then there'll be at least 10 or 12 feet when we fill in over on that side. So, and the waterfall in the corner. I think it'll be real pretty. Anyway, showing you how the geese and the chickens are doing, ducks are doing. The chickens are in a tractor over there on the grass, right over there, and we're working the geodesic dome. Getting it. I'm going now to get some chicken wire to cover it, so they'll have more room. And then we're talking about maybe getting another couple hundred chickens in a little while, and get them in the brooder when the quail get out. Anyway, more later. God bless you all. Bye.